Hey guys, it's Kim here. Welcome back to my vlog channel. Can you guys believe it? It's been a whole year since I have moved back to Japan. I can't believe it. Time has gone by way too quickly. So I really wanted to make this video on exactly 1 year, which I did, except the whole video was out of focus because my blind ass didn't realize. I think right now it's okay. So let's hope I don't have to refilm this again, because I just really wanted to sit down and chat to you guys about my time in Japan this time, how I feel about living in Japan now compared to how I lived before. Am I staying? Am I leaving? What's happening? And okay, it's going to be a long video. I'm just going to say whatever is on my mind. So I hope you guys are comfortable. And yeah, let's just get started. So I moved back to Japan in September 2022 with Eric and Hina, my doggy who's just sleeping in the back. She's always like that. But yeah, we actually planned this for about, I'd say, 9 months. So when we finally got into Japan, I was so happy about it. Of course, a lot of people were kind of surprised that I had moved back to Japan. Okay, some were not, some were, but most of the people that were surprised were asking me why, because I have said for many years, I like traveling to Japan, but I would never ever live in Japan ever again. Because, okay, traveling and living in Japan are two completely different things. Prior to me moving to Japan, like back then, I was going to Japan a lot, like every year. And I was loving it. I was like, this place is awesome. Like, there's so much to do. It's so fun. I'm so happy here. It's exciting. I want to live here. And that was why I decided to move here in 2015. That was 8 years ago. Okay, I feel a lot of people move to Japan with that sort of mindset. And I was one of them. So when I first moved to Japan, I moved alone. Now, I'll talk more about my time previously later, but by the end of my stay, I wanted to leave Japan so badly. I was broken. I was in such a negative mind state. I was bitter. I just knew I had to leave Japan or else I would go crazy. So I did. And I didn't go back to Japan again until like 6 months later. But when I went back for travel, it was great. So I thought back then, okay, maybe Japan for me is just a place to travel to. I just can't live here. Because when I travel, I feel great. But when I lived here, it was bad. So, okay, for a long time, that was what I thought. But during COVID, we had very strict lockdowns in Australia. And that gave me a lot of time to think about my past and, did I have any regrets? Would I do things differently? One of the things that came up in my head a lot was, why did I leave Japan in such a negative mindset? And I thought about all this and I was like, you know what? I just feel like I had a lot of issues with a lot of things that weren't related to Japan and I kind of made it Japan's fault. So I don't know, like, look, I won't sugarcoat things. Living in Japan is tough. As a foreigner, of course. So yes, there were a lot of things that frustrated me about Japan. But I think overall, I was saying if I had a chance to live in Japan again, what would I do differently? I have always put this in the back of my mind because I was like, yeah, I would do things differently this way, this way, this way. But I'm not going to move back to Japan again. So just forget about it. Now, Eric one day asked me if I was happy to not buy a house in Sydney because we were house hunting at the time. Worst time to buy, so luckily we didn't get anything because everything was like at its highest peak. So I feel like if we did buy a house, we probably would be kind of struggling right now. So we definitely made the right decision not to buy. But he asked me how do I feel about not buying a house and then moving to Japan for a year. So the reason why he said that is because in our friends group, we all met in a Japanese society club. So people that were interested in Japan in, back then during our university days. So we've been friends with them for so long. Now, because they are part of like a Japanese society, everyone was interested in Japan. They have all lived in Japan for at least a year at some point in their lives. Everyone has done this except for Eric. And he kind of felt left out and he was thinking to himself, well, look, we don't have kids yet. We aren't buying a house anymore. So I feel like the right time to go is now. So he asked me how I felt about moving back. And I told him to give me like, a few days to think about it. But honestly, like after a day thinking about it, I was like, you know what? I kind of want to go back. I miss Japan. And I had put this in the back of my head for so long that I would do things differently. This is like a second chance for me to do what I wanted to do, live how I want to live, and not have any regrets. So I said yes. And then we started the whole visa process. And then, yeah, we got to Japan. And then we were trying to find an apartment to move into, which took a lot longer than expected. When Eric and I moved to Sydney, it was so easy. We found an apartment in like 2 days. We signed the contract and we got the keys like a day later. It was such a quick process. I naively thought that was going to be the same process in Japan, but no, it wasn't. And the main reason it was that way is because we had this dog right here, who's actually considered a large dog in Japan. I mean, I knew that having a dog would make things harder, but I thought, okay, Hina is so well behaved. She's so quiet. She's not going to cause an issue. It should be fine. Except in Japan, it doesn't work like that. Landlords don't care about how well behaved your dog is. They care about the weight of your dog. And it sounds so dumb, but they would probably rather accept someone that has like a 2-kilo chihuahua who barks all day and night over my dog because she's bigger, and because of that they think bigger dogs equals more destruction, which is not true at all. So we finally decided on an apartment and we were so excited. We're like, it's okay, we're gonna move in next week, right? We're gonna sign a contract. No, it takes like weeks for some reason to get everything done. So we had to wait 6 weeks before we were able to move into this apartment, which was honestly quite hard because when we got to Japan, we were in like a studio apartment. There were 2 adults, 8 suitcases, and 1 dog. We couldn't even move. I felt really bad for the dog, honestly, because she had nothing to do in this apartment. So I wanted to get out as soon as I could, but we just couldn't. So honestly, at the very start, it was very difficult. And because all of these things were happening, I was getting flashbacks and I was like, oh God, this is why I left Japan in the first place and it's all coming back. Why did I come back here? But then once we moved, it was great. We got our furniture and stuff. I was furnishing the place. And at the time I was like, this is so exciting. But then, okay, work started getting busy. So I wasn't able to spend as much time at home. I had to do a few trips in November and then I got really sick in December. I got COVID, so I couldn't do anything. Then when I finally recovered, I had to fly to Australia for my sister's wedding. Then I flew back to Japan. I had another work trip. Then I had to fly back to Australia for my best friend's wedding. Flew back to Japan. I had a few more. It was like full on. And I think at that time, I was just really stressed out because I wanted to film more videos at home, but I wasn't happy with my apartment. And this is going to sound really dramatic. But at that time, I was like, I need to move from this place. I don't like this apartment. We have a beautiful apartment. But the only downside is that we don't get much sunlight, which I feel like kind of affected me. This apartment gets really dark by maybe midday. So I was saying like, you know what, because of this, I'm not happy. And yeah, I feel like I need to get out. But then, I realized I was being dramatic and I was like, okay, look, let's just go on Pinterest and get some inspiration on like interior design and see, what I can do to change this apartment around. Now, I haven't uploaded, have I uploaded? No, I haven't. I filmed the whole process of me changing this apartment and I am so happy with it now. I can't wait to show you guys. But yeah, it took me maybe 2 months of just rearranging everything. I bought new furniture, got rid of furniture. I realized that the reason why my place did not look good was because I was buying the wrong furniture. I didn't have many lights around, so my place just looked dull. But now that I fixed it up, I'm loving this place. But after that, it was just me trying to settle down in Japan because I just felt like I was all over the place, and honestly, I only feel like I just settled down right now. I'm finally in a place where I'm happy with this apartment. I feel like I furnished it. Okay, no, look. We still have to do things. We need to buy a TV because we had a projector, because in our mind we were like, we are only going to stay in Japan for like 1 or 2 years. There's no point buying a TV because then we have to get rid of it after. So we got a projector and it kind of fell down the other day. We've been here for a year, and okay, look, honestly, right now, things are going so well. I am actually in shock because, like I said, I left Japan in a very negative mindset last time that I was saying this time around, you know what, maybe 1 year, I'm gonna feel the same. I'm gonna, feel negative about Japan and I feel like I would have to leave. Except no, that was not what happened because I'm really enjoying my time this time around. I'm having so much fun and I really love my life in Japan. It's really weird. So when I lived in Japan 8 years ago, when I got to Japan, I was so pumped and excited to start a new life. I was ready for it. Because it was 8 years ago, long time, I was very young, stupid, naive, and I didn't know what I was doing, honestly. So the biggest mistake I made was I was desperate for friends. I didn't know too many people in Japan at that time, and I was always surrounded by a lot of people in Australia. I was used to it. So I said to myself, I'm going to become friends with every single person I meet in Japan. Yeah, biggest mistake of my life. I don't know why. I just thought that everyone would be nice. Everyone, is there to help each other. We're here. Like, everything is like sunshine and rainbows. It's all good. No one's going to backstab me. No one's going to do anything like that. Like, who does that? Yeah. I learned the hard way, that's for sure. And yeah, like I was just surrounding myself with people I shouldn't have. One thing that really frustrates me, I was just friends with people that other people were like, Kim, don't be friends with this person. They've done this and this and like it was really bad. And I was like, I mean, they're nice to me, so like it's fine. It took me a really long time to get to the point where I realized that I was really bad at choosing friends, but now that I have really good people around me now, it has honestly made such a huge difference. Also, I think I had not a closed mindset, but I was just hanging around. I was trying to be comfortable. So I would hang around just foreigners. I didn't put in effort to be friends with Japanese people because, I don't know, it was just easier to be friends with foreigners. So that's what I did. And I did regret that because I didn't feel like I tried to immerse myself into like, the Japanese society. I just kind of stuck with the foreign crowd and yeah, that was it. Also, back then I've mentioned that I was doing the same things over and over again. I was going to the same shops, I was going to the Pokemon Center, same restaurants, eating the same thing over and over again, filming the same thing over and over again. And okay, look, the main reason why I did that was for some reason those videos got the most views, and back then I was chasing views. And because they got the most views, I was like, I'll just keep doing the same thing over and over again. Even though it was starting to get really old to me, I was getting really bored of going to those same places again and again. Also, I freaking hate shopping. I don't enjoy it at all, but I only did it because those videos were the ones people wanted me to make. So I guess I was known for the person that was just making Japan shopping videos, even though I can't stand shopping. I was making videos other people wanted me to make, not the ones I wanted to make. So of course that impacted like how I felt. So after realizing all these things, I said to myself, if I was to move back to Japan, I would, one, only make videos about what makes me happy. I will not go shopping just for the sake of a video. I would only do it if I really wanted to do it, because I didn't want to get to the point where I hated making videos again. So prior to moving to Japan, I actually took 8 months off YouTube. I didn't upload a single video because I just felt like I needed a break to realize what I really want to do. So yeah, I felt like that break was very much needed because I realized that there are more things to life than to, make these YouTube videos to chase views. Because honestly, when I was kind of like at my peak, I was getting like the most views and making the most money. I was the most unhappy. But now, even though I'm not uploading as much as I used to, I'm really enjoying making these videos. And I'm like, look, I'm not, getting the views I used to get, but I don't really care about that because I just want to show chill life in Japan. Like, that's my life right now. I'm loving it. And I just want to share it with you guys. I don't force myself to film if I don't want to anymore. I don't force myself to edit. So yeah, it's been so much better. And a lot of you guys have noticed in my vlogs that, yeah, I just look a lot happier. Like you can tell my vibe is very different compared to whatever, like 8 years ago. Another thing I really wanted to do was explore a lot of Japan because I didn't really do that last time. So whenever I traveled to Japan, I would travel so much. I would go to all of these spots to film. And it was stressful because I was in Japan for only like 2 weeks, so I had limited time. And because of that, I was always like saying to myself, oh, if only I did this when I was living in Japan, it would have made my life so much easier. But yeah, okay, look, to be honest, I don't go out very much. And I should be going out way more to explore. But look, I feel like times have changed. I guess I'm no longer that type of person that goes out like every single day to try and cram their schedule as much as possible, to film as much as possible, make content. I'm not like that anymore. Now I'm just like, oh yeah, here's a video. This is what I did. And it was something fun. It's a memory that I want to share with you guys. Probably most important thing I wanted to do differently was to just surround myself with not positive people, but just people that would chill and just wanted to enjoy life. I feel like once I turned 30, my mindset changed so much. Like you just know what you want, you know what kind of people you want to hang out with, and you just end up cutting a lot of people out of your life, which is normal. I feel like everyone does this, and you just feel so much better. And then you realize like, oh, I shouldn't have been friends with this person. Everyone's telling me not to be friends with this person, but I did because I was stupid. But now I realize why. Honestly, I'm gonna tell you guys, this is like me being complete 100% honest. I love living in Japan right now. I can't believe I'm saying this. I never thought I would say this. Of course, like, look, Japan's not perfect. Not saying it is. Of course, there's still issues in Japan that really frustrate me, but overall, it's just so much fun living here, and yeah, I love it. In terms of friends, I decided this time around I was going to put in more effort to make some Japanese friends. So I stepped out of my comfort zone and signed up for some dog parties. Now, in Tokyo, there's a really big dog community and it's so much fun. I go to these parties like not too often, once every couple of months, but everyone's so nice. Like I meet a bunch of new people every single time I go to these parties, and Hina loves it. So Hina, okay, look, all these dogs that go to these parties, they're tiny. Hina is huge, like 4 times bigger than them. But Hina will play with any dog, big or small, and she's really good at it as well. So a lot of people want their dog to play with her because they realize, oh, she's actually a really friendly dog. Bigger dogs aren't so bad. So she has a great time, I have a great time, and yeah, I've met some really interesting people that I'm friends with now, and we go out to cafes together. It's great. Unexpectedly became friends with my neighbors in my building, which I did not expect to do because usually in Japan, people just keep to themselves. They just never okay, look, when I see neighbors, I would say hi and that's it. But I became friends with some neighbors and it's great. We have like little house parties together. We do a lot of dog dates, which is awesome. Like Hina has her friends over, or I bring Hina to their apartments and she has a lot of fun. It's been so nice. Like I love this community. When I walk Hina, I walk it every day, so I see the same people and we just, stop for a chat. So because things are going so well, Eric and I were just like, I feel like we need to stay another year because, okay, first of all, I only just kind of finished furnishing this apartment. I don't want to leave anytime soon. I want to enjoy it. And 1 year is not enough because it took so long for us to come here, so long for us to find this apartment. Moving back to Australia, it's something I might want to do later on, but not right now. So Eric and I have decided we're going to stay another year. And as we speak, our visas actually just got approved a few days ago. So we haven't picked them up yet. Our lawyer's just going to do that for us and then we'll just meet up with them and get our new resident card. I feel like I've talked for a very long time and my throat's kind of like, dry right now. So I think I'm going to go and I'm going to order bubble tea because I feel like that's what I need right now. But yeah, thank you so much guys for watching this video. And if you watched till the very end, yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, from now on, I'm going to try and upload more. I keep saying this in every video. But yeah, I do have a bunch of vlogs I want to get out. And now that I'm finally happy with my apartment, I really want to film some apartment videos here and there. Yeah, it's just exciting things from now on. Like, I'm just gonna, just keep enjoying my life here. And I'll upload whenever I can. But yeah, I hope to see you guys in the next video. Okay, bye guys.